Right. Good afternoon, everyone. What is the last topic? Test NG done, right? Okay. Online students, is it the screen is visible? Online students can respond in the chat window. All the online students can respond in the chat window. Okay. Next take down. Take with the new heading. Take with the heading is WebDriver with TestNG. Take with the new heading is WebDriver with TestNG. Online students also have a new heading. Have a new heading is WebDriver. Okay, WebDriver with TestNG. Have a new heading is WebDriver with TestNG. Okay, right. Let's understand on it. Let's understand. So previously we have been taking care about need to get work with individual program of WebDriver, and after that we got taking care about working with individual program of TestNG. Previously we done with WebDriver as a totally different program and TestNG as a different program. We need to get understand that how we can work with combination of WebDriver and TestNG. So previously we mentioned that WebDriver is totally different program and TestNG is totally different program. Now we need to get understand that how we can work with the combination of. We need to get understand that how we can work with combination of WebDriver and TestNG. For that, let's see that what exactly that particular steps need to get followed. For that particular one, if we look into any of our WebDriver program, for now, whatever the program we have been done, first we got imported all the required packages. First we got import all the required packages. Once we got import all the required packages, we got created with class. First we have been imported all the required packages. After that, creating with class. Once class has been created, we have been done with main method. After main method, we have been done with. After main method, we have been done with test case steps. After test case steps, finally we have been written with the code to get close the browser. And here we written with the statement in creating with object. If we refer any of our previous program, in our previous program, we got the statement of first we have been importing all the required packages. First we have been importing all the required packages. After that we created with class and then taking with main method and then consider object creation. After that taking with test case step and at last closing with browser. Now this is our regular steps which we have been followed to write a WebDriver program. In this particular program, In this particular program, we need to be get added. In this particular program, we need to be get add testng annotations. In this particular program, we have to take care about in adding with testng annotations here. Right. Right. Now you can see that which need to be get mentioning about, which need to be get mentioning about in taking with importing all the required packages in got creating with the class and then taking with main method and creating with object and then taking with testing case step. And finally, which need to be get closing with browser. Okay. Now see the steps here. These particular step we got taking with Selenium program. According to this particular program, we need to be get add. According to this particular program, we need to be get add testng annotations here. So which need to be get added, which need to be get added testng annotations here. These particular testng annotations, let's see that how we can use it. According to our understanding, while working with the testng, do we require main method? While working with the testng, do we require main method? No, we doesn't require main method. According to the testng, we doesn't require main method. So we are not having main method. Now, considering these particular step, based on these particular step, we need to be get continued. Based on these particular step, we need to be get continued in providing the required annotations here. Now, according to these particular step, what is the last step we have to execute? Closing the browser. Close the application. This is the last step need to be executed. Close the application. This is the last step need to be get executed. Okay. Now you can see that considering that this particular one, considering that this close activity, this particular code, we need to be get. This particular code we need to be get provide having the annotation of after class, because considering with after class, when after class is executed, if we take after class, when it will get executed, it will execute in the last after execution of all the annotations. After execution of all the annotations, in the last it will be getting executed. Because of that particular code we need to be get right under after class here. Okay. At the same time, taking with object creation, as we are taking with WebDriver reference, WebDriver equal to new Firefox driver, which is taking care about in launching the browser. When we need to launch browser? Is it in the starting or middle or in the last? So launching the browser is the first step. Launching with the browser is the first step need to be followed. So launching with the browser is the first step need to be get followed. So that activity need to be get done in the first. Because of that, this code, we need to be write this particular code. We need to get right in before class. This particular code we need to be get right in before class here. So as simple as we need to be get mentioning that taking with the object that we will be taking with before class and then taking with after class. Under before class, you are writing with the code. Under before class, you are writing with the code to get open the browser. Under after class, you need to write in a code to get close with the browser. Okay. Now, similar to that, taking with test case step. Similar to that, you will be taking with test case step. These particular test case step, we need to write. These particular test case step, we need to write mentioning that at a test. These particular test case step, we need to write under at a test here. So considering that before class and then taking with at a test and then taking with after class. So this is how we can work with. This is how we can work with working with the combination of WebDriver and TestNG. Everything that particular WebDriver program only. Everything the WebDriver program only. That particular WebDriver program we have been converted into the form of annotations. According to that annotations, we can write that particular respective code. And moreover, not like mandatory of need to write, not like mandatory of need to utilize all the annotations. If we have any confusion of before class, after class, we can ignore it. All the code we can write under at a test only. All the code we can write under at a test only. Okay. Now you can see that. As simple as according to this hierarchy, according to this particular hierarchy, we can come up with writing with the program. Now we can see that how exactly we can write that particular program. For that, as simple as we need to be get creating with the program. We need to be get creating with the program. Creating with the program is the common activity. Creating with the program is the common activity. So here we need to be get provide. We need to be get provide. Considering that we need to be get provide creating one particular class, mentioning that TestNG and then taking with this particular. We can mention that WebDriver and then taking with TestNG. Okay. Right. So we need to be get create that particular respective class. We need to be get created that particular respective class and then need to be get mentioned that writing with the respective code. Now here, as we are working TestNG, do we record main method? While working TestNG, do we record main method? No. In a place of main method, what we are using? Annotations here. In a place of main method, we are taking with the annotation, which we are using with the annotation, considering that taking with before class, which we are using with the annotation that we will be taking with before class. So here we need to be get provide that particular respective statement that we will be mentioning about writing with the method. We need to be get provide any method name. We can provide any method name according to the real-time standards. We can provide any method name according to the real-time standards. We need to be get provide that particular respective method name need to be get considering the startup. So under before class, we need to be get write in a code. Under before class, we need to be get write in a code. We need to be get write in a code in getting handling with. Under before class, we need to be get write in a code in launching with the browser. That particular one, what we have to mention? System.setProperty. We need to write with the statement considering the system.setProperty. Need to be get mentioned webdriver.gecko.driver. After that, what we have to provide? Path of driver.exe. We need to be get provide path of driver.exe file, which need to be get provide path. We need to be get provide with the path of driver.exe file. So that will be mentioned gecko driver.exe. So that we need to be get mentioned gecko driver.exe. Okay. After that, we need to be get continued with the same WebDriver driver equal to new Firefox driver. Okay. Now it is giving an error. Why it is giving an error? Why it is giving an error? Need to be get import that respective statement. Considering that we need to be get import that particular respective package. Okay. Now after that we are taking with one more annotation considering that after class here. So this particular after class which need to be get mentioning that taking with public and then taking with the void and then need to be get mentioning about tear down. You can provide any method name. It doesn't make any problem. According to the real-time standards, it is suggestible that in case of before class, what is the method name? Startup. In case of after class, what is the method name? Tear down. Not like mandatory, need to go with the same method name. You can provide any method name. You can provide any method name. It doesn't make any problem here. Now, in this particular one, considering that this particular after class, here we need to write in a code to close in a browser. To close the browser, what is the code we have to write? Driver.close. But we are not getting access for close method. So this driver reference we provided within a method. Because of that, within this method we can access. Within this method we can access. Outside of the method, we are not able to access. But the requirement is need to be go with. Requirement is we need to be go with outside of the access also. Requirement is we need to be go with outside of the method also. Because of that, as simple as we are already knowing, followed with the same concept. I'm just considering the web driver. So as simple as we have been mentioned that taking with class name and then taking with object name. And after that, in the next line, taking with the object name equal to new class name. Now we can see here, giving with the dot. Once you are taking with the dot, what is the method we require? Which we will be taking with close method or quit method. Based on your comfortable, you can try with any of the method. One we got before class and then taking with after class. After that, you will be mentioning about taking with at test here. This will be considering that. Taking with void. This will be considering that taking with void. And then it will be mentioned. And then it will be providing. That it will be considering that TC001. Okay. Now you can see that we need to be get import. That particular respective package. We need to be get import that particular respective package. Okay. Now see the concept here. This particular one. So the one we got before class and then taking with after class and then taking with at test here. This particular at test. So here we need to be get continued in providing all that particular required step. Here already launched browser. Once we got launched the browser, what is the next step need to be done? Enter URL. To enter the URL, what is the method name? The one we can consider that navigate.to. That is one method. What is another method? Get method. We can work with navigate.to. Another method which we will be taking with get method. Okay. Done. After that. So the one he will be mentioned. That navigate.to. The one he will be mentioned that navigate.to and then taking with these particular get method. So here once we got taking with this navigate.to entering with the URL. Once we got enter the URL, we need to enter username. To enter username, what is the statement? Driver.find element by dot taking with name. What is the name of that? txt username. Dot, it will be considering the send keys. So need to be get mentioning that. We need to be get provide that particular username. What is that username? Naresh IT. Okay. Capital U. Okay. Right. So which need to be get provide driver dot find element by dot taking with name. Need to be get provide taking with we need to be get provide txt password dot what is that method name? taking with send keys. Send keys of which need to be get provide that particular password. So typing with the username, typing with the username, and then typing with password. Need to be get do with the login. That you will be taking with driver dot find element. By dot you will be taking with name. We need to be get provide. What is the name of that? Submit dot which you will be taking with click activity. You need to be get provide. You need to be get provide that particular respective click activity. Okay. And after that, you can get added the respective statement that you will be mentioning about thread dot sleep providing that particular respective wait statement. Okay. Now here we need to be get considering that printing with the statement. We need to be get print that particular statement that we will be considering that login completed. Okay. And after that need to be take with the logout. We need to be get taking with the logout. So that need to be get provide. Considering that driver dot it will be taking with find element. By dot it will be taking with link text here. So link text of which you will be taking with logout. Dot you will be taking with click activity. Okay. Finally, we need to be get close with the browser that we have been mentioned driver.quit. So the program will not execute. The program will not execute in which order you written. The program will execute based on annotations here. So first we got imported all the required packages, Selenium packages, testng packages, created with the class, and then taking with before class, we written the program to get open the browser. After class, to close the browser. In between, need to be perform all the test steps here. This is how we got a possibility to work with individual program, not like framework. Framework will look into that. For now, first we are understanding how we can write. First we are understanding how we can write individual program. First we are taking care about how we can write individual program of working with the combination of WebDriver and testng. Okay. Now let me run this. Before executing, see the statement. Before executing, see the statement. Previously, when you're working the Java, what is a printf statement in Java? What is a printf statement in Java? System.out.println. This is printf statement in Java. Where these statements will be printed? Where these statements will printed? It will printed in Java console. So which it will be getting printed in Java console. These particular statement, it has been printed. These particular statement, it has been printed in Java console. Okay. After that, now we got another option taking with testng. We got another option taking with testng. This particular testng, while working with the testng or from testng, we got one more statement considering the reporter.log. What is the statement? Reporter.log. This particular statement, it will be printed in reporter.log, reporter.log. These statements will be printed. These statements will be printed in HTML report. So where it will get printed? HTML report. Because what is the use of testng? Use of testng to generate HTML report. It has been generating the HTML report. In that particular HTML report, you will be able to see that the statement will print it. So considering that, now we got two options here. We got two printf statement. Considering that system.out.println, and then taking with reporter.log. Okay. Now you can see here. So which need to be get? Taking with the statement of two printf statement. According to the requirement, we can utilize both the statement, any one statement. According to the requirement, you can utilize both the statement or you can utilize any one statement. Okay. Now you can see that considering that it will be taking with which need to be get considering that utilizing this particular statement. So here once we got application got open, we are writing the statement. What is the statement? Reporter.log. So this we need to be get printed mentioning about application open. And after that, it will be taking with login completed. This will be mentioning the statement considering that reporter.log. This will be considering that login completed. Okay. I mean, based on the tester comfortable, we can utilize any of the statement. Either it can work with reporter.log or it can get work with system.out.println. Taking with the reporter.log, considering that logout completed. Okay. Now we can see here. This is how we got a possibility. In working with. This is how we got a possibility in working with combination of WebDriver and testng. Let me run this program. If we run this particular program, we need to be able to see that. If we run this particular program, we need to be able to see that to have working with the combination of WebDriver and testng and need to be get providing that HTML report. Let's see that. So doing with the login, need to be get take with the launching the browser, doing with the login and doing with the logout. Okay. Right. So you can see that considering the test run, what will be the test run? 1. Failure is 0. So it's need to be get have one folder. What is that folder name? What is the folder name? Test-output. Under that folder, what are the reports? What are the reports? One is emailable report. The one will be considering the emailable report. Another one is, what is it? index. Another one is default. One is emailable report. Another one is default or index and then default. Okay. So now you can see that if we get refer these particular results, we need to be get understand seeing that particular template. We need to be get consider test-output. So what is the report we got? Emailable report. So the one you are considering that emailable report. So this is will be having which we will be taking emailable report, considering that pass will be the 1 and then failure will be 0. We got reporter.log. What is the use of that? Reporter.log. Printing the statements in HTML report. If you want to be get print with the statement, if you want to be get print with the statements in HTML report, then you will be taking with reporter.log. So this is how we got a possibility. This is how we got a possibility in taking with. This is how we have an option of working with the combination of WebDriver and TestNG. Okay. Now, this is we done with combination. This is we have been done with the combination. The one we are consider WebDriver. For WebDriver, what we integrated? TestNG. Continued with the same, we need to be get understand about adding with the one more option that we can consider Excel. So let's have a heading. Take with the heading is Excel plus WebDriver plus TestNG. Have a heading is online students also. Have a heading is Excel plus WebDriver plus TestNG. Excel plus WebDriver plus TestNG. Have a heading is Excel plus WebDriver plus TestNG. Under that, write the description. Under that, write the description. Write the description. Reading the data, or write the description. Reading the data. Reading the data from Excel. Reading the data from Excel. Reading the data from Excel and applying with application. Reading the data from Excel and applying with application. Applying with application and generating the report. And generating the report. And generating the report. Reading the data from Excel. Reading the data from Excel and applying with application. Applying with application and generating the report. Generating the report. Okay, right. Let's understand what exactly mean by this. In general, Excel program, you are already knowing it. I mean, in Java, you will be knowing like how we can read the data from Excel and how we can write the data to the Excel here, right? Here, according to the Selenium, in this Excel, you can provide test data. In the Excel file, you can provide the test data. This particular test data, as an example, username and then taking with password. As an example, we are taking with username and then taking with password. So here, as simple as we got an Excel, as simple as we have an Excel, in the Excel having the test data, that particular test data, you mention the username and you mention the password. Okay. Now you can see here, which he got mentioned, that particular username, and then you will be taking with that particular password. Okay. This particular test data, we need to apply on application. The data which is available in Excel, we need to apply on application. At the same time, need to be get generating with report. At the same time, we need to be get generating with report here. So we need to be get taking care about in generating that particular report here. Okay. See the concept. So the one it will be taking with Excel and then taking with WebDriver and then taking with test engine. You can consider like one end-to-end program. We are reading the data from Excel and applied with application and generating with report. So now in this working with this particular Excel, creating the Excel file, manual step only, creating the Excel file, manual step only. In the Excel, we are maintaining the data. What is the data we are maintaining? Username and password. This particular username and password, we have to read. Once we read it, we need to get apply in application. Previously, we provided directly, consider as hard coded. Now, this username, this particular username and this particular password, from where we need to get this username and password? From Excel. So further, first we have to take care about in reading with the data from Excel. First we have to take care about in reading the data to Excel. Further, let's see here how we can write that code. We need to be get write in a code. We need to be get write in a code in taking with reading with the data from Excel. Further, the one you will be mentioning that file input stream. The one you are mentioned file input stream, taking with the file, mentioning the new file input stream. So we need to be get provided file input stream, file equal to new file input stream here. Okay. So here we need to be provide, you need to be provide path of file. You need to be get provide path of the file here. So need to be get provide, you need to be get provide path of the file. That particular file, you need to be get provide. That particular file, we need to be get provide. Considering that file input stream. After that, from the file, you will be taking with workbook. Meaning of workbook? Meaning of workbook? So the meaning of workbook, group of sheets. Group of sheets is considered as one workbook. Group of sheets is considered. Group of sheets is considered one particular workbook here. Now, you can see the concept. So here, to work with this particular Excel, we need to be get add one jar file. You need to be get add one jar file. Based on the Excel, I'm just adding one particular jar file. Using JXL, lower version. I got like lower version of the Excel. I'm just taking with one particular jar file that I will be taking with JXL. So need to be get import that particular respective packages. Taking with workbook here. This particular workbook, mentioning that workbook dot get workbook of file. So we need to be get mentioning the workbook get workbook of file. Okay. After that, it will be taking with sheet, which will be taking with workbook dot, it will be taking with get sheet. If you are aware of that sheet name, you can directly provide the sheet name. If you are not aware of that, what is the sheet name? If you are not aware of that, what will be the sheet name? You can provide with index. Index will start from 0. Okay. Now here, this particular one, we need to be get provide string, and then we need to be get provide this particular string considering the username. So I'm taking with the sheet. From the sheet, it will be taking with get cell. We need to be provide cell details. This is 0. This is 1. And this will be 0. And this will be 1. We need to be provide 0, 1. Dot. We need to retrieve the data that will be considering the get contents. Again, it will be taking with the string considering the password. st dot, it will be taking with get cell 1, 1 dot, which will be taking with get contents here. Okay. For the confirmation, we are using with the statement considering the reporter.log. For the confirmation, we are using with the statement that will be taking with reporter.log. That will be taking with username. Again, we are taking with the statement reporter.log. That will be taking with password. So the one we got username and then taking with password here. Okay. So now we got reading the data from Excel. We got reading the data from Excel. And this particular data we need to apply with application. Further, the data what we read it, we are passing to that. So by that, in the Excel, whatever the data available, it will provide it. In the Excel, whatever the data is available, it will provide it. Now we can see here, if you run this program, you need to be able to see that. If you run this program, you need to be able to see that reading with the data from Excel. Now you can see here. Provided username password. So in Excel, whatever the username password is there, in the Excel, whatever the username password is there, it's need to be get provided. That particular one. So here you can cross check that your HTML report. If you look into your HTML report, username password is printed. So that is how you will be having the confirmation you got read with the data from Excel. So when you are working in the real time, either you will be working Excel or not, that is a different step. But while working with the Selenium, if required, we got a possibility of working with the Excel also. So this is what we need to be get mentioned, that reading with the data from Excel and applying with application and generating with report. This is we can consider one end-to-end program having with all the required information. This is how we need to be get consider. This is how we can get consider working with our individual program, not like into framework. This is how we can done with our individual program working with the combination. Now, the same thing if you want to work with the framework. The same thing if you want to be get the same thing. If you want to be get work with the framework, how we can work with the framework. In the framework, in our framework, for now, what are the things we implemented? Only WebDriver. In our framework, we done only WebDriver. For this WebDriver, we need to integrate. For this WebDriver, we need to integrate. What we have to integrate? TestNG. At the same time, we need to be get integrate one more feature that will be considered test suite. What is it? Test suite. Now what are the features we got? WebDriver, TestNG and test suite, which we can consider a very full-fledged framework. Mentioning the WebDriver and then TestNG and then test suite. As simple as WebDriver. What is the use of the WebDriver? Use of WebDriver to develop automation script. Use of the TestNG to generate HTML reports. Use of the test suite. Meaning of the test suite? We can consider the meaning of test suite. Group of test cases group of test cases, we can consider one test suite. This is, you can consider like, this is, you can considering like TestNG framework, or we can consider the hybrid framework. This is, we can considering like TestNG framework, or you can consider hybrid framework according to that program requirement. According to that program requirement, you can integrate. According to the program requirement, you can integrate all that particular required features. We can integrate all that particular required features here. So this is how we have a possibility. This is how we have a possibility in continued with the framework. According to this, this will be continued when you guys are working in the real time. In case of automation, based on that project requirement, or based on that particular client requirement, that features will be continued on it. So that is how we got WebDriver, and then TestNG, and then test suite. Very simply, we can implement it. How we can implement? Let's see. Let's look into our framework. So we are back to the framework. We are not disturbing our framework. What we done already, we are not disturbing in the framework. What we done already, we are not disturbing that. Just continued with the same. Global.java, what you are maintaining? Global.java, what you got maintained? Test data and objects. It will be continued. General.java, what you are maintaining? All reusable functions. That it will continue. And then taking with test script, which it will be maintaining. That particular respective automation scripts here. Okay. Now you can see that which need to be mentioning that for this framework, what we have to integrate? TestNG. Now this is the framework we done. For this particular framework, we need to integrate the TestNG. Why we are integrating TestNG? To generate HTML reports. Okay. Now, if you want to integrate the TestNG, how we can integrate? Now, this is the framework. We have to integrate TestNG. What are the steps we can do? What is it? As simple as, if you want to get work with the TestNG, first we need to complete TestNG installation. First we need to get complete with TestNG installation. The TestNG installation, 2 steps. Install TestNG in Eclipse. That is first step. Download TestNG jar file and add it to project. Download TestNG jar file and then add it to project. We need to get download TestNG jar file and then need to get added to project. Installing the TestNG in Eclipse, one-time activity. Installing the testng in Eclipse, one-time activity. As we got new project, I need to add testng jar file. So we need to get add testng jar file. Adding the testng jar file, followed with the same syntax, testng. Okay. What is a jar file? Testng. Okay. Then you will be take, apply and close. Done. So once we got added the testng jar file, once we got added this particular testng jar file, once we got added this testng jar file, we need to be get continued. We need to be get continued in doing the programming. As part of testng, according to our understanding, working with the testng is nothing but we need to be get use the testng annotations. Working with the testng is nothing but we have to take care about testng annotations. This particular testng annotations, where we need to add a testng annotations? Testng annotations. Is that in global.java or general.java or TC001? Where we have to add annotations? Why TC001? Okay, why general.java? Methods are available. Okay. See the understanding here. Global.java. Is there any methods available here? No. As there is no methods, very straight away we cannot apply the annotations. Okay. General.java having the methods. Methods are available. And we can add annotations. Methods are available. We can add annotations here. But the methods we provided here is that these methods are related to any one particular test case. The methods what we provided, is that we are using only for one particular test case? No, in multiple testing cases we are using. Because of that, if you are adding the annotations here, it will get in a confusion in the execution. If you are adding here, it will get in a confusion. Because of that, you need to be get provided. Because of that, you need to be get taking the annotations in actual test cases. We need to be get taking with the test cases in, annotations in actual test cases. Okay. Now, see the steps here. According to our understanding, do we require main method? While working testng, do we require main method? No. You're just ignoring main method. In a place of that, what we are using? Annotation. I'm just taking only at a test. Before class, after class, not like mandatory. If required, we can use on that. So that we are taking with at a test. Okay. Under that, we need to be provide method name. Taking with the method name, that we will be taking with TC001. We need to import that particular annotation. Okay. Next. Test case 2. What need to be provided? That main method we are removing. We are ignoring the main method. In a place of main method, in a place of main method, taking with annotation. That particular annotation at a test. That particular annotation at a test. This particular at a test. This particular at a test. Taking with TC002. Okay. Providing that we need to be get imported. We need to be get imported respective package. That's it. So remaining all the steps are same. We are not disturbing our existing framework. What we done existing, that will be continued. We are not disturbing that. Addition to that, we got implemented with TestNG. Addition to that, we got implemented with TestNG. Okay. Now we can see here. See the consideration. Let me take test case 1. Now I'm taking right click. Okay. Right click. Run as. What is the option we got? What is the option we got? TestNG test. It's need to be get executed. Security error. Just you can add library. If you are getting error, you need to add it. Otherwise, not like mandatory. Just you can add that library. Okay. Now we can see here in our framework, we got the combination of WebDriver and TestNG, able to develop automation script and able to generate reports also. I can see here. What is the test run you got? 1. What will be the pass? 1. So now scripts are available, reports also available. Report. What is the folder? What is the folder? Folder name, guys. Test-output. That folder he will be taking with. Test-output. Okay. Now we can see that if I just go to this folder, you can see that. So which you will be able to see that test-output. So taking with emailable report, run will be the 1, pass will be the 1, failure will be the 0. So this is what we got a possibility in working with combination of WebDriver and TestNG. Another one is index mentioning about 1 has been passed it. And another one which you will be taking with default suit. So 1 has been passed and failure will be the 0. This is how we have a possibility. In implementing with framework. The one we got WebDriver. For the WebDriver, what we integrated? TestNG. If required, what we can integrate? Test suite. Let's see that why test suite required. Now in the project, I executed first test case, done. Now I want to execute second test case. See the steps we are followed. Open second test case. Once you open the second test case, doing the right click, run as TestNG test. Run as TestNG test. Second test case executed, that is done. Now assume that in case if we have third test case, if you want to execute third test case, what need to be done? You need to be open that particular third test case. You need to be get open the third test case and then you will be taking with the right click and then run as TestNG test. Third test case will execute. In case of need to execute fourth test case, same. You have to open the fourth test case. Once you open that, Run as test ng test. Okay. Assume that you have 100 test cases. If you want to execute 100 test cases, you need to be open each and every test case. You have to be available in front of the system. Once one test case executed, you need to be get open one more test case and then you have to execute. One test case, two test case, 10 test cases, okay. But 100 test cases, 200 test cases available in front of system and executing one by one. Is that possible? No, which is not like very easy. Which is not like very easy to execute all the test cases one by one. Because of that, we can use the future. What is that future? What is that? Test suite. So rather than executing one by one, you can provide the list. Run that. According to the list, your framework has to take care. According to the list, your framework need to be taken care about in executing one by one. According to the list, you need to be taken care about in executing one by one. So that is how we got in a future. That is how we got in a future of test suite. How we can implement it? Let's see here. For our existing framework, if you want to be implement with the test suite, I will take with the help of XML. How to create XML you will understand. So you will be taking with the help of XML, considering the testng.xml. So we will be taking with the help of the option that you will be taking with testng. I mean, you have to provide XML. File name can be anything. We are taking care about XML file to implement with test suite. Okay. How we can do this? How to create? We'll look into this step. Once XML created, we need to be provide. Once XML created, we need to be provide this particular. We need to be provide the required code. How we can provide that? Let's see here. Considering that, taking with, we need to be mentioning that. Taking with. So this particular one you can see. You will be using the tag name. What is the tag name? Classes. In the XML file, you will be providing the tag name is classes. This is opening tag and considering the closing tag. As simple as tag name of classes. As simple as tag name of classes. One tag name of classes is equal to one tag name of classes is equal to one test suite. In the XML file, one tag name of classes is equal to one test suite. How many test cases you want to be executed, you can provide under the suite. as simple as one tag name of classes, one tag name of classes is equal to one tag name of classes is equal to one test suite. Okay. Under that, I will provide. Under this, I will provide class name. I will provide class name equal to. I will provide class name. Class name equal to. Class name equal to package name dot test case name. Package name dot test case name. As simple as one tag name of classes is equal to one tag name of classes is equal to one test suite. Under that one tag name of class name. One tag name of class name is equal to one test case. One tag name of class name is equal to one test case. We can see here this particular one. So this particular one. So here we can mention that. So here we can provide that. We can provide that. So this is we can mention that, considering that which need to be get provided, taking with class name equal to package name. According to our framework, we can mention com.hrms.test_script. That is our package. Under package, we got the test case TC001. Now you need to be provide package name. You need to be provide package name, and we will be taking with test case name here. Now assume that you want to execute one more test case. What need to be done? If you want to execute one more test case, what need to be done? You need to be go with one more tag name of class name. So as simple as you will be taking with one more tag name of class name. In case want to be get execute one more test case, what need to be done? Taking with one more tag name of class name. So this is one test case, two test case. This is you can consider second test case, third test case. So like this, how many test cases you want to execute? How many test cases you want to execute? You can provide that many test cases. How many test cases you want to execute? You can provide that many test cases. Now how many test cases we provided? How many test cases we provided? 3 test cases. If we execute, how many test cases it will execute? If we run the suite, how many test cases it will execute? 3. Assume that you want to execute 10 test cases. What need to be done? What need to be done? 10 class names here. 100 test cases, 100 class name. 200 test cases, 200 class name. But is it possible to provide 200 class names? Which is not like very easy. If you want to provide, we can provide. If you want to be get provide, we can provide, but not like in a very easy, in having that many class names here. 10 class names, 20 class names, 30 class names, okay. But 100, 500, 1000 class names, not like in a very easy to provide. Because of that, we got one more option. In the test suite, we got one more option. One is we can go with classes. One is we can go with taking with classes. Another one, it will be taking with, another one, it will be taking with packages. Another one, it will be taking with packages. One it will be taking with, one it will be taking with classes, one it will be taking with classes and then taking with packages. One it will be taking with classes, another one it will be taking with packages. So that particular one, it will be mentioning the package name equal to com.hrms.taking with test script. So as simple as if you are having less number of test cases, if we have less number of test cases to execute, go with classes. More number of test cases, go with packages. Your guidelines are same. Working with the framework, that concept is same. There is no difference in that. As simple as we can implement with test suite. Meaning of the test suite? Group of test cases. So rather than sitting in front of the laptop or system and executing one by one, we can create this kind of the test suite. And then we can create this kind of the test suite, and then we need to be go with, and then we can go with executing it. By that, whatever the list of the test cases you provided, according to that particular list, it will be taking it. So this is what we got an option. In taking with classes and then taking with packages here. So that is what we have to take care about, how we can work with WebDriver, TestNG and test suite. When you are working in the real time, maximum of the projects related to Selenium, they will be working combination of WebDriver and then TestNG and then test suite. Apart from that, lot of other things are there. We are not going with that. It's totally depends on project requirement and client requirement. But mainly need to be get comfortable working with this particular WebDriver and then taking with the TestNG and then taking with test suite. This test suite we have to implement. For now, in the framework, we done with only WebDriver and TestNG. That particular test suite need to be get added. So that particular test suite need to be get added. That will be discussing it, how we can add that particular test suite. That I'll take care of it. After test suite, we are pending with one more framework, POM. So the one we are considering the hybrid and then taking with POM. Similar things. What we implemented, similar things we can implement in POM also. So by that, you will get understand what make the difference of this hybrid framework and POM. So that I'll be discussing it. Tomorrow, I'll continue this XML. That very small thing we'll implement on it. And after that, tomorrow we'll be taking with POM framework. If it is done by tomorrow, And Wednesday, in case of required, a pending of that POM, and then I'll take care about your resumes. I mean, related to the testing in case of, related to the testing part, in case of need to be prepared with the resume. So how exactly you can provide in case of your planning to keep the same project in the resume, how you can keep in the same project in the resume, that I'll be discussing it. So by Wednesday, I'll be stopping with your sessions here. So by Wednesday, I'll be stopping your sessions here. And after that, it'll be continued with your DevOps. So which we need to be get continued with your DevOps in the same timings here. So if required, I'll take on Thursday, but maximum I'll close by Wednesday. So by Wednesday, I'll try to close the sessions, and from Thursday, you can continue with that your DevOps sessions here. Okay? Right. So tomorrow I'll complete this particular XML, and tomorrow we'll be taking with POM framework. Okay? In the meanwhile, carry on your practice here. Okay? Carry on. Thank you.